The movie begins with a bright lightning strike. After the storm, a man awakens in the woods, injured and disoriented. He experiences flashes of a car crash, initially thinking it was a dream until he spots the wreckage behind him, confirming something terrible happened. Confused and unable to recall how he got there, the man starts walking towards the nearest town. On the way, he encounters a car and seeks help, only to find the driver dead with foggy eyes, as if struck by a disease. He takes her phone and calls 911, but realizes he doesn't remember his name or location. Checking his wallet, he finds a driver's license with his name, which is Liam Hartwell, and his address. As he contemplates his next move, a dead crow with hazy eyes falls onto the car. Stunned and confused, he continues walking to town. He sees a diner and decides to go inside. He was surprised to see that everyone inside is dead with foggy eyes. He assumes a contagious virus is responsible and rushes outside, witnessing a truck driver's death. He covers his nose, grabs a map from the diner, and heads to the address on his license. At the house, he knocks but gets no response and decides to break in. Listening to a voicemail on his phone, he recognizes his voice and confirms the house is his. Still confused, Liam cleans up and turns on the TV, seeing the deaths being investigated as potential biological warfare or a deadly virus. Liam notices a man working in a nearby field and warns him of the danger. The man approaches, his eyes turn foggy, and he dies. Liam, not wanting to go outside as there might be a contagion, documents what he knows and stays home. He follows the news, realizing the deaths are localized around him. Hearing a crow caw, he goes outside and witnesses the bird's death, confirming his suspicion that he might be causing the deaths. Unsure if the police will believe him, he decides to handle it himself. Gathering supplies, he locks himself in the garage. Later, police arrive, having found his crashed car. Liam hides, nearly caught by an officer until birds fall dead in front of her, causing the police to flee. That night, Liam dreams of the crash and wakes to find a woman who introduced herself as Jane in his driveway. She approaches the garage, and despite his desperate warning to stay away, she comes closer but remains unharmed. Jane reveals she woke up in a hospital that morning with no memory, not even her name, and has been called Jane Doe since then. She remembers being in a car crash in Liam's truck. Jane got Liam's address from the police, who identified him as the truck's owner. They realize they share fragmented memories of the crash but don't know why they were together. A puppy approaches Liam without dying, making him believe that he is now okay. They head to his house to figure out their connection but find nothing. Liam recalls Jane getting into his car the day of the accident, and they decide to investigate a bridge near the crash site. At the bridge, they struggle to recall details, but Jane remembers being there with Liam, looking at a piece of paper and letting it go. They visit the crash site and find a black circular area on the ground, which triggers more memories. Liam believes the circle marks the range of his curse. Jane panics and tries to leave, but a cop arrives, recognizing Liam. As Jane runs away, the cop dies, making Liam realize that Jane's presence near him prevents the deaths. He shares this theory with Jane, who finds it insane. To test his theory, Liam takes Jane to a field with a goat, which dies when she backs away from him. They then go to a hospital for MRI scans, hoping to find some explanation for their bizarre circumstances. After a tense wait, the results come back normal, offering no clues to the mystery. While they are still processing this lack of answers, a news broadcast catches their attention. The report names Liam as a prime suspect in a series of unexplained deaths, showing his photo and warning the public to be cautious. Panic sets in as they grasp the seriousness of their situation. They sprint from the MRI room, racing down the hospital corridors. As they reach the elevator, Jane recalls the paper she was holding at the bridge was a missing person poster of herself. Liam enters the elevator, but the door closes without Jane. Liam tells everyone inside the elevator to run when it opens. Jane follows using the stairs, preventing more deaths. They drive to a secluded property, where Liam dreams of the crash again. Jane hears news that the police are searching for her and Liam. Her husband, Sam, makes a heartfelt plea for her to return. Shocked by the revelation of her forgotten marriage, Jane convinces Liam to find Sam and seek his help. They manage to locate Sam and explain their bizarre situation, but he is understandably skeptical at first. To prove their story, Liam demonstrates his deadly curse, convincing Sam of the truth. While hiding in Sam's office, Liam and Jane come across a missing person poster that triggers a flood of memories in Jane. Sam explains that Jane's real name is Rose, and the girl in the poster is her twin sister, Lily, who vanished months ago. This revelation overwhelms Jane as she remembers the pain and obsession she felt trying to find Lily. She vividly recalls standing on a bridge, overwhelmed with despair, ready to end her life. In that desperate moment, Liam appeared and saved her, pulling her away from the edge. The memory becomes clearer as she realizes they had been fleeing from the bridge together when the car crash occurred. The weight of these memories hits Jane hard, understanding now that her connection to Liam was rooted in that life-saving moment. The revelation that she and Liam share a past entwined with her sister's disappearance deepens their bond and intensifies their determination to uncover the truth behind the crash and the mysterious deaths. Jane falls asleep on Liam's lap, making Sam feel jealous and upset. Acting on impulse, Sam calls the police, thinking it might be the only way to protect his wife. Realizing the severity of his mistake, Sam decides to help Jane and Liam escape. He quickly guides them through back corridors and exits to avoid the police. However, as the officers arrive, they cuff Liam and Jane and try to separate them. Despite their pleas to stay together, the police ignore them and start dying due to Liam's curse. Witnessing this, Sam understands the danger he has brought upon them and vows to do everything he can to help them end the curse and survive. Liam believes they were headed to his secluded cabin after the crash. Hoping to find answers in safety, they set out for the cabin. On the way, they stop at a gas station to refuel and gather supplies. While there, they overhear a news report about a cosmic anomaly that struck their crash site on the night of the accident. The report describes how this rare cosmic event released an unknown form of energy, creating an unusual and potentially dangerous situation in the area. They eventually reach the cabin by a serene lake and discuss their uncertain future. Jane, though overwhelmed by the situation, accepts their fate, even if it means they must remain confined together to prevent further deaths. While Liam explores the lake, hoping to clear his mind and find some answers, a disturbing memory surfaces. He recalls himself dumping a dead body in the water and recognizes it as Jane's twin sister, Lily. This flashback reveals a chilling truth. Before the accident, he had been bringing Jane to the cabin as his next victim. Meanwhile, Jane discovers a hidden journal in the cabin. The journal details the disappearances of several women, including her twin sister Lily. As she reads through the chilling entries, she realizes with horror that Liam is a serial killer responsible for these abductions and murders. The revelation that Liam murdered her sister, along with other women, fills Jane with a mix of rage and despair. Jane confronts Liam at the lake with a shotgun, demanding that he tell her the truth and show her where Lily's body is. During their confrontation, they recall the events of the night of the accident. Liam was trying to abduct Jane to his cabin, just like his other victims. They also remember the cosmic incident that trapped them in an energy dome after the crash, making them understand the full extent of their bizarre predicament. Despite her fury, Jane finds herself unable to kill Liam. They return to the cabin, only to encounter a group of armed men who mistakenly believe they are terrorists. The men have been tracking the mysterious deaths and think Liam and Jane are responsible. They prepare to detain or possibly kill the two. Despite Jane's pleas and in a moment of desperation and realizing the danger Jane is in, Liam steps away from her. When he is far enough from her, the deadly effect of his curse takes hold, causing the armed men to die instantly. In a frantic attempt to escape, Jane tries to run away, but one of the men, panicked and desperate, shoots her. Liam, seeing Jane injured, rushes to her side, which results in the death of the man who shot her. Desperate to save Jane, Liam drives her to the nearest hospital. At the hospital, Liam watches helplessly as the medical team takes Jane away for emergency treatment. Overwhelmed with guilt and remorse for his past actions and the recent events, Liam decides to end his own life. Radius is a gripping blend of psychological horror, sci-fi, and mystery. Liam's journey to uncover his past leads him to Jane. Their dynamic is compelling, especially as they discover Liam's dark secret. He's a serial killer who murdered Jane's twin sister. The pacing is intense, particularly at the cabin where Jane finds evidence of Liam's crimes. The cosmic anomaly adds a unique twist, though it could be explored more. Supporting characters like Sam, Jane's husband, add depth to the story. Visually striking with eerie cinematography and effective special effects, the film creates an immersive atmosphere. Despite some rushed moments, Radius stands out for its strong performances and unique premise. More exciting movies to come. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and click the thumbs like icon. Thanks for watching.